Legend of Total War here, and this is just a quick channel update video, just so you guys know exactly what's going on, what's been going through my head, what kind of content you can expect in the next few weeks/months. Now the first thing I want to talk about is on a fairly negative note, and it's in regard to Twitch, but we'll move on to some more positive stuff after that. Now those of you who were at the live stream 2 weeks ago, I know that there was only like 50 to 100 people, but you guys know exactly what happened. So during the live stream, I already admitted at the beginning of it that I wasn't having a very good week. Basically, my last living grandparent had died. You know, it wasn't a big surprise. She was old. Old people, you know, die. She went peacefully. Wasn't particularly sad about it, but it was more a case of my own reflection of mortality, because I've just turned 30 recently, and I'm getting older, and it's just, you know, facing up to the fact that I'm, you know, just getting to that point. You know, I don't have any grandparents left, and I'm not a little kid anymore, but I kind of want to be, you know. And I was just going through, you know, it wasn't a big deal, but it contributed to my mood, my bad mood. But I thought, you know, I've made a commitment to doing live streams every week. Even though I'm in a bad mood, I'll just do a live stream. I'll play what I want to play, and we'll just go through it. Anyway, someone took it upon themselves to have a little bit of a joke on me, and they thought it would be really fucking funny. I don't know how they found out what my personal details were, but they used my personal details during that live stream and spread it across the Twitch chat. Now the thing is, I was focusing on the game at the time that I was playing. I can't even remember what I was playing. And I didn't notice the chat for like 10 minutes. So all of these personal details of mine spread all across chat, and I didn't even realize it. And then when I did take a look at the chat and I saw it there, I fucking lost my mind, pretty much. It was rage-inducing. Those of you who were watching the live stream would remember that there were periods of about 5 minutes in which I was completely silent. I was sitting there looking at the Twitch chat, trying to, you know, just looking at it, trying not to completely blow up. I was so fucking angry. You know, I recognize that over time, it's very hard to keep all of your information private, especially when you use Twitch, because, you know, you got Steam open, you got Skype open, and I've had Steam for well before I was Legend of Total War, and so my Steam account name is my real name, not Legend of Total War. And so sometimes, you know, when you're switching out of a game, there's one frame in which my real name is there, and I forget to delete that frame or whatever in the Twitch chat, and then someone finds out what it is, or they find out through Skype or whatever. And I don't really care if you guys know my name. You know, I really don't care. I'm not going to go ahead and tell you because I want it private, but as long as you don't use it against me. There are viewers out there that found this stuff out, not because they were looking, just because it was there at the time. They sent me an email, and I responded, and I fucking had my name in the fucking signature of the email. You know, that was years ago when that was the case. You know, I've made silly mistakes along the way, and all I can do is keep correcting them. Luckily, most of the people who do find out my personal details are kind enough to let me know that I fucked up and tell me where I can, you know, tighten up my security. But the problem is that once it's out there, I can't pull it out. I can't make people forget what my name is. I'm not going to fucking change my name either. To try and avoid people. I don't have the money for it. It's not worth it. But at the same time, someone found out some personal details, and they thought, you know, it'd be funny if they just spread it all over the Twitch chat. And they didn't get caught for quite a few minutes. And that's just totally not cool. For one thing, I'm not 100% certain on it. I'm pretty sure it's illegal. But the problem is that when a person comes in Twitch chat, they're not using their real name or whatever. I can't fucking track that person down. They're a nobody. You know, if it was another YouTuber spreading my personal details, that's a big target. I know how to hit that person. But when it's a viewer, I can't do anything about it, you know, unless I actually know who the viewer is. So this completely nobody, could have been a 13-year-old boy, could have been a fucking 50-year-old man, thought it was funny, and he posted my personal details, and I lost my shit over it. And you guys would recognize that I did. So all I can say is that if you do, by some chance, come into possession of my personal details, you find out where I live, you find out my phone number, you find out my real name, I don't care if you know, but keep it to your fucking self, okay? Don't add me on Facebook, don't try and meet me in real life, don't send me a text message, don't try and call me up. I'm not your friend, Okay, I don't know who you are. Okay, if you want to meet me, the only way you're possibly ever going to meet me in person is if we meet at an event. I'm more than happy to meet with you guys at like a Total War or gaming event or whatever like that. I don't get invited to any, but one day I might. More than happy to meet up with you guys then. You guys know what I look like now, so it's not a big deal. You'll be able to see me. But you know, if like I said, if you come knocking at my door, you're asking for trouble. You know. I do hear about a lot of other YouTubers that get constantly harassed by their subscribers because you know they didn't take any effort to hide their identity, their real life identity when they started on YouTube. You know, it's already out in the zeitgeist, so you know they can't do anything about it, and now they're stuck getting, you know, bombarded with people every day. You know, the thing is, I could be in the middle of a video, you know, recording a video that you might want to watch, and you come and knock on my door and interrupt my day. You're interrupting my workflow, and you know, some people might just want to, you know, take a photo with me. You know, just, you know, you don't have any right to do that. Okay? And I just really want to make that clear to people that just because I'm somewhat of a public figure doesn't mean you can invade my personal life. Okay? You wouldn't like it if it got happened to you, so please don't do it to me. That's all I'm asking. Okay? I really don't have a whole lot of power in stopping people from doing this stuff. All I can do is basically appeal to your sense of decency and don't fucking do it. Okay? Don't do it to anyone. Alright. Okay, that being said, let's move on to another topic. Now, another thing is that you've all heard about the adpocalypse stuff. A bunch of advertisers pulled out from YouTube. It certainly did affect me. A lot of people have made a few assumptions in comments. I've been reading them. And you think that basically I'm going through the shit. Now, in regard to that, yes, my income has certainly been cut in half, basically, by this loss of ad revenue, but it's really not that big of a deal because I think it's a short-term thing. I've been noticing that the CPM is increasing. I think YouTube is bringing new advertisers in. This is actually a perfect opportunity for people who aren't advertising on YouTube but always wanted to but didn't because of the expense. With less people advertising on YouTube, advertising is cheaper on YouTube, so now is your best chance to actually get an ad on YouTube. So I think a lot of people are taking advantage of that now. Companies like Pepsi or whatever that pulled their ads, they're fucking stupid because YouTube is honestly the best place you can possibly put your ads. The only people that aren't going to see your ads that should see your ads are people with ad block. And pretty much every YouTuber discourages using ad block. Now the problem is if this keeps going on, people will rely more on their Patreon stuff, which I don't want that to be the case. I don't want to have to like get money from you guys in order to support myself. I would much rather get ad revenue. But anyway. I don't want people to worry about the adpocalypse stuff. I think I'm not worrying about it. Yeah, my income's down on a particular month. It'll be fine. It's not the end of the world. As long as you guys still enjoy my content, that's all I'm really concerned about. So I take a pay cut for 1 month. Big deal. Anyway, next thing I want to talk about is I guess suggestions versus feedback. As you guys know, I don't like suggestions. Now there's a reason for that. I used to take suggestions from you guys, and they never panned out well. People just didn't watch them. You know, if you remember the whole subscriber challenge back from ages ago, I got bombarded with a lot of messages from subscriber challenges. And these videos got very low views because the only person that wanted to watch these subscriber challenges was the people who made the suggestion in the first place, really. So I came to the realization, you might think that you've got a great idea, and that's great. Why don't you go do it yourself? You know, you don't need to provide me with suggestions. Okay, I've got suggestions. I've got ideas. You know, I'm not sitting here in a vacuum with no ideas. It's not hard to come up with these ideas. There's a lot of other things that I need to come up with aside from whether or not it's actually challenging. Some people, all they want to do is watch me struggle in a campaign, but that is all honesty very boring for a lot of people, and it's very boring for me to just struggle constantly and lose a campaign. It's not fun. Okay. Anyway, the difference between that and feedback is when if you're providing feedback, you're saying some things along the lines of, you know, I really enjoy this aspect of the campaign, or I really don't like this, or whatever, good and bad. You know, when you guys stated that you didn't like the new format for Total War Warhammer, but a lot of people did state they did like it. You know, all these feedbacks do help me take into consideration on how I'm going to make the videos, because how I make the videos these days is actually very important. Just what kind of videos I make, you really don't have any say in that. So please do keep providing feedback. There has been some really useful feedback lately, especially with the Kekistan campaign. I recognize I fucked up with that campaign. That's just a bit of a write-off. There will be some new campaigns coming in soon. So in regard to that, sort of the final topic, the more positive stuff, the new campaigns that I'm sort of working on, where we've got Rome Total War up here, that should be a bit of a hint. The next campaign that will be released will be on Rome Total War. And we've got a new format to try and keep episodes down, but without gutting out the campaign. Hopefully you guys will enjoy that campaign. I'm certainly putting a lot of effort into it. It's not like anything I've really ever done before. It's more along the lines of just playing for fun. Anyway, I don't want to spoil the entire campaign, so I'll just leave it at that. But campaigns from now on, a lot of them will be more like that. They'll be less like the Kekistan campaign, which is like some sort of goof that I'm just playing off. Because the joke gets old very quickly. Same with the Death to Everyone campaign. People get sick of being like, death to Maltese, death to atheists, death to all these things. People get very bored of that, and I recognize that now, that maybe I just need to fucking play the game. And the final thing is, in regard to Twitch, I will be coming back to Twitch as of this Sunday. And we've got a few ideas that I don't really want to reveal just yet because they're not concrete in stone, but hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Anyway, we'll leave the video at that. So hopefully you guys can appreciate the challenges that I'm under at the moment, and hopefully I can make some content that you guys enjoy. Until then, I'll see you later, fuckers.